Okay, so back where we started. I imagine we can do better this time in these Supercross races from the beginning. Unless the game's AI just kind of adjusts somehow to how you're doing, but I don't think that it does. Or to what your stats are or anything like that. Here we are. Oh, look, I feel like I see people with the same bikes as more. Oh man, that guy really had good timing there. No, I have way better stats than these guys. I'm way ahead of them. Okay. Although it does feel kind of weird, doesn't it, that the AI would actually have better stats over the course of a tournament now I think about it, since I don't think the game expects you to play the way I've been playing this, where I just kind of did one race from each event at a time. Because I just immediately broke out way ahead of everyone, because I have way better stats than they're going in this case. Oh jeez. Yeah, no-hander you are allowed to finish that stunt a little late. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing so many stunts like this. You are allowed to land while in the cooldown animation from that, so to speak. Only a little though. But it depends on the stunt. Some stunts let you do that, others don't. I'm really just doing these stunts so I can get a little bit of just, well, it's gonna be a very tiny amount, but a little bit of money extra from this. Yeah, so this confirms to me I should be able to get a pretty good position in most of the races here. It's not actually something I meant to do, but press an extra button there. More. At this point, it's just kind of silly doing a race like this. I think that might be me feeling the bad corn. I'm not entirely sure what handling means on your bike, to be perfectly honest. Like, is it just how tightly you turn, or what? Because there's also the element. Presumably, you would think that what determines whether you keep traction or not is your tires, because you do lose a lot of speed anytime you lose traction and you start sliding sideways. Unless it just helps you make a turn better, which is why you would do a power slide to deliberately do precisely that. But now we'll get to see pretty clearly, I think, the increase slowly of difficulty here. So long as it seems pretty random. I think one thing that's pretty nice about this, one thing that's forgiving, I guess, about this game in tournaments is generally the game doesn't seem to have like particular AI that are favored. You know, that are more likely to... The whole hall shot thing is kind of silly when it's really just who has the better stats most of the time, but it's not like, say, Gonzalez is way better than Adams in these races, meaning that it's not like Gonzalez is going to be consistently getting first or second in the races, and thus you have to actually concern yourself with beating Gonzalez consistently. It's more like everyone just kind of randomly gets different positions in every race. which means that everyone will have roughly the same average score with some meaningful variance. So you just have to beat the average by a certain amount to get first in a tournament. Okay, that usually leads to them getting wiped out, not me. Thanks. You demolish the rhymes in this song. They at least made an effort to do anything other than that isn't just censoring in this form of, like, silencing lyrics in this song. But lots of the lyrics getting swapped around also makes it worse. Because they don't flow like they're supposed to. I should still be able to get first and whatnot here, I just need to not wipe out. So I do have a stat advantage here. I'm not awful in terms of actual performance or anything. Did not need to preload there. Oh. Well, these guys are really holding their own for a little bit right here. Ah, okay. Come on. Don't do this. How'd that happen? How'd someone wipe out there? I've never seen that happen. I like that hard turn into the jump there. I don't have a huge lead, but I do have a lead pretty consistently, so... Well, it does bug me a bit that I'm having a little bit of trouble already at this point, keeping ahead. Considering I do believe I have a pretty considerable stat edge on these guys. I should still be... Please. Should still be wiping the floor of these guys like I did in the first race, I feel like. They're not catching up too hard, though. You need to not do that, though. We were way off to the side. The bumps here are definitely way easier to take. That last course that I was having so much trouble with, that one has a really, really rough set of bumps you have to go over. I could not figure out how to not lose all my speed on those, whereas the AI would always pass me right up. And part of that could be stats, but at the same time at this point I feel like on a straightaway, if anyone's passing me it's a issue of execution on my end, because I do have nearly max. Despite not being that far into the game, I feel like, at least not in-game, I do have nearly max acceleration and top speed. I am speed and nothing else, stat-wise. I have no handling or braking. Which I feel like most of the time I'm not sure how much braking matters for almost anything, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, braking is a thing one occasionally does in this game, but not often. The corner, I'm not sure what it is outside of just like turn radius, which I guess having a good turn radius that is good, if that's what it really is. Again, I don't think it's a matter of whether you keep grip or not. Because that should be your tires, I would think. But that's the main thing I feel when I try to corner in this game. It's... I either keep my traction or not. prefer not to lose my position to that just now, but I guess we'll see. I still hold a pretty hearty lead on everything, without too much difficulty. Okay. We can do at least one more. Be consistent. That's difficult when the course isn't consistent, though. The inconsistency of the bumps is the whole difficulty of them. I didn't notice how much money I won from getting bronze in that tournament. Probably not much, though, honestly. You get like 2,000 for gold in the other ones, so... I imagine it's like 500 or something. Which I can get more than that from just a couple minutes doing. I can get more than that just... My god! Just spending a few minutes of free ride. Not free ride, and freestyle. Yeah, actually I have to start worrying about how I hit some of these bumps here. Landing moving backwards is okay. I mean, not good for your speed, but you don't wipe out. Yeah, probably want to stay on the right there and not hit that bump so hard. See, I can catch up pretty okay. See, we can pull this off pretty okay, still. Takes effort, but I do manage to keep ahead of everyone. Okay, you do better than that. But I do think that the difficulty of the course is a big factor in this, because this course is... Well, you need to either preload on the right or not preload on the left, I think, right there. So they take those bumps well. But yeah, me just not doing the last race well, I think is a major component as well. I don't know how their stats compare to mine in that race, but oh, shoot. But I am certain I just don't take that course very well. Another thing you can do too, the timing of your preload is actually pretty important as well. If you use it. I can live with second, I guess. Yeah. I intend to do one more for some reason, but just have less to do in future episodes. But where was I going with that? This game really likes stuff under construction for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. And here we go, I can start getting some more serious bumps here. Don't pull back that hard. I'm trying to pull back very hard. That was not a wise place for you to be! That goes double. And I do hate having to deal with the bikes of people that have wiped out. Being able to run into them and wipe out yourself is a big pain. I'm not hitting this part well. Yeah, see, now I'm losing position just by not hitting these bumps well. Ack. Yes, this is getting to where... Sure, better stats always makes things easier, but... I guess it can close on you or something? Okay, try to at least get a decent start. I don't know how much of a stat edge I have at this point, but irrespective of that, I'm just not doing well. I can feel it on these. Lots of these jumps and so on. One thing this is one thing I think I was starting to say earlier and forgot, was one important thing too about preloading can also be, that was not off track, chill out, can also be the timing of the preload as well. If you do it at the very end, that tends to pop you up really high. If you do it as late as possible. But if you do it earlier, then what you can actually end up doing is, lots of jumps in this game have a little bit of a lip at the end that makes you gain a little bit more height at the last moment. And if you manage to preload on those, you get a whole lot of extra air. But if you do a preload before those, that can make you, oh, that's good. If you preload right before that, then that can lead to you jumping over the lip. And you can actually take a jump much more shallow than you would otherwise, while still keeping a good amount of speed. I don't think there's any real motivation to take the outside path here. Could be wrong. I do see the AI do it sometimes, but I don't find myself seeing much to gain from doing so. It always scares me a little. I take that part on the outside because slanted wall on the right means if you hit it the wrong way, you'll just wipe out because the game doesn't like you touching the ground at certain angles. This time I've managed to hold my own fairly well, but we'll see how long that lasts. So that tends to end at some point. When you have another solid lap, I think we'll be in first, which is something I can live with. You have to pull back really gently to keep your speed up over those little bumps without actually doing a wheelie at the same time. I don't remember it being that difficult to do. And... okay, I'll take it. Yeah, so we're doing pretty well at this point on position here. Adams in their 1 point, amazing. Yeah, it's what, 10 points at most you can get from a given race? So... we're in a pretty good spot to try to finish this in first this time now, I think. Which is exactly what I was hoping for. It's 2 more races though, so... and we're not ahead by 20 or anything. Yeah, I lost 3 points for not getting first at one race. I don't think that's too big of a deal, but I do have to do decently in both races at this point. At least compared to Baker. But yeah, I think we should be able to finish Supercross without doing too awful. Granted, the next race is going to take more effort, and we had a very hard time not getting last in the final race, so who knows. But we'll see what we can do, and hopefully we'll at least get another 2,000 credits from this, and that'll help. Well, eventually that'll help fund another race or something. One thing I do still need to buy at some point is 14,000. That's a decent amount. I don't know why I'd want to buy another Supercross track, or another 2, or pay so much for it, but those exist. Freestyle Klumpa though. Klumpa is fun, so I'd like to get that one at some point. I haven't seen Klumpa yet, I don't think. But anyways, I'll see everyone next time. Alright, that's the last for today. Yes, that's the last episode we're recording today. Alright, bye everyone. We'll usually stop here. There. Bye everyone. Probably try to finish up the Supercross soon. I don't know if it'll be next episode or not though. See ya.